Hey, this is Brittany with marvelandmake.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make tomato soup from scratch. Super simple to make at home. I'm a big fan of, or I have been historically a big fan of tomato soup. It's just something kind of comforting about it, but there aren't the best ingredients in canned tomato soup, so I'm going to show you how to do it from scratch using just a couple of simple ingredients. And so all you need is a Dutch oven, an immersion blender, and a few other things. So let's jump on in. Set your burner to medium heat and throw in your butter so it starts to melt. All of the ingredient measurements are listed in the recipe below, so make sure to check that out. Next, you're going to cut your onion, just roughly chop it. I think there's something so satisfying about cutting an onion. Put it into your pan with your melted butter, and then you're going to cut your garlic. So turn your knife to the side and hit it, and that just loosens the paper around the outside of the garlic. Cut off the ends and any pieces that might not be appealing, and then chop it up. Chopping garlic is pretty simple. Keep your knife, put your knife tip down when you're cutting. It just kind of, I don't know, helps you to keep your balance when you're doing it, and gives you better control. So then just move it over the garlic back and forth, and it'll get you a good fine mince. You can also use a garlic press. I will use a garlic press if I'm doing a lot of garlic, but for just a couple cloves, just do that. Make sure you're saving your vegetable scraps. I use scraps like this to make all of my chicken stock. So just pop this in, a bag like that right into your freezer. I've got a couple of those bags in my freezer right now. So I completely messed up when I was recording this video and dumped all of the stock in at once because my recipe was on my phone and I was using my phone to record. It's totally fine. What I suggest you do in the recipe is just add a little bit of stock, and that just kind of helps soften the onion and the garlic up even further. Not a big deal. It didn't change the texture of the soup. Next, you want to pour in your tomatoes, and I will link this particular brand of tomatoes. I get them from Azure Standard. I'll link them below. Make sure as you're going, just give everything a good stir. Add in your honey. Honey just helps to cut the acid of the tomatoes just a little bit. And then your seasonings. And you just want to keep this at a simmer and then pull it off of the heat and use an immersion blender. Watch how I'm using this immersion blender. You are dealing with hot soup here. You do not want to lift it up too high. So keep it down so that you are not going to sling hot tomato soup everywhere. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can use a food processor. Just be really careful about pouring it in. I just don't want you to burn yourself. There is your finished soup. We're going to add in the cream. When you serve this, you could always drizzle a little bit of cream on top, kind of like how it looks now. It just makes it really pretty. So now you know how easy it is to make homemade tomato soup. I'm going to serve this warm, and I'm going to make some fresh croutons and put that on top so it'll kind of give it a little bit of crunch. And for our protein, we're going to have some Parmesan crusted chicken, which is delicious, and you can find the link to that recipe below as well. So please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and make sure to follow Marvel and Make for more nutrient-dense recipes.